Hi, this is Wayne Ma. Today I wanted to discuss another factor that people should consider when deciding whether they are going with a fixed or a variable rate mortgage. Recently I had the privilege of arranging a mortgage for a first-time home buyer. Of course, first-time home buyers, having never done a mortgage or purchased a home, are usually requiring more information. So as a normal course of business, I sat down with this said client and we discussed the pros and cons of a fixed rate versus a variable rate mortgage. After considering it for a couple of days, the client decided to go with a fixed rate. He just liked the overall aspect of having the knowledge of what his budget would be going from month to month, and he anticipated that he didn't like the fact that with a variable rate mortgage there was potential for the rates to rise, which would kind of mess up his budget. His purchase of his home did not complete for a couple months, and as per usual, things were moving along smoothly and he was deciding on what to purchase in terms of furniture, etc. About 2 weeks prior to the completion of his purchase, I got a call late one evening from the said individual. Apparently during the time in between our last discussion, he had done some more in-depth research and discussed it with family and friends, and he thought, hey, you know, a variable rate has a potential to save a lot of money. So he wanted me to change the mortgage for him. This is not a big issue because we had plenty of time, roughly 2 weeks prior to the completion. So I had indicated to him, I said, sure, no problem. It sounds like you made a sound decision after doing some research, and I would take care of it in the morning. Well, the next morning, as I was working on getting his mortgage changed from a fixed to a variable rate, he called me again. Apparently, he wanted me to not change it to a variable rate. That evening, when he went to bed, apparently he had a hard time sleeping. He was getting nervous. He was not comfortable, he said, and he was just plain a little bit fearful making the decision to go with a variable rate because of the potential for the rates to rise and the unknown, as he called it, of the future. So he kept it, he wanted me to keep it at the fixed rate, and 2 weeks later he completed his purchase. As you can see in my illustration with this client, it was something that he needed to decide for himself. Statistically speaking, and I'm sure the debate goes on, even though we are at very low interest rates and in all likelihood rates will rise in the future, variable rates tend to statistically in the past save people money. However, is that money worth it if you cannot go to sleep at night, or it makes you nervous, as it certainly did with this particular client, and just causes you anxiety unnecessarily? Personally, I do not think that's worth it. Right now, rates are, as I said earlier, are extremely low, and the potential for the rates to rise is quite great. However, there are still some aspects of a variable rate mortgage which could potentially save you money down the road, especially in the long term. However, again, it is not worth it if your own risk tolerance does not allow you to sleep soundly at night. So next time you are debating fixed rates versus variable rates, I want you to consider this and take a really deep look inside yourself and try to determine what your risk tolerance would be and what will help you sleep well at night. This is Wayne Ma for the Mortgage Center.